What is up, lovely people? Today we are reviewing and rating 11 of the latest apps that made it to the Canva marketplace. That's a lot of apps, so let's get into it. Starting with the first app, and I will be doing this in no particular order. The first one is called MelodyMuse, and the promise is to generate music from words or from prompts, which is very interesting because text to audio generation is something I have very little experience with. So if Canva suggests an app for that, I am all for it. So let's start by finding it under apps. So I am here under my apps button right here in the object panel. Make sure you're here and start searching. So MelodyMuse in one word, okay, yellow icon. Let's click on it and discover the interface of this app. So you can either generate a new piece of music, all right, by describing the music you're looking for, or you can explore the library and find and use one of the existing little clip of music. And you'll see that the music can be a maximum of 10 seconds. All right, I am curious about the generate aspect of the apps. So the first thing I'm going to search for is this upbeat trumpet. Okay, I'm going to set it to 6 seconds and generate. And I'm not going to speed up the video. I'm going to let it go so that you can see how long it takes to generate the first clip. We see the progress bar going up there. And yeah, again, this could be a neat little feature to have for adding sound to your shorts, for example. So there we go. The music has been generated. It's right here on my timeline. You can see it. So in order to play that, I will need to click on the duration button right here in order to bring in my time indicator and my play button. I'm going to position it right here where the clip starts and play that. All right, so there was a trumpet. It was a beat, but it seemed like it's a little bit like accelerated. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, it did the job. Let's try something else. Like this time, I'm just going to type in a keyword. So jazz, for example, 5 seconds is fine. And there we go. I have my second clip right here, which is a little bit overlapping the first one. So I'm just simply going to move it, drag it up, put it here, and let's play this. Okay, so it is jazzy indeed. I kind of like this app. This is pretty cool. Let's try something completely different. Let's try something more hip hop. Okay, so West Coast hip hop. I'm trying to see if the app knows the difference between East and West Coast hip hop. So let's generate a 10-second clip for West Coast hip hop. All right, my clip is ready. Let's try this. All right, it's not bad. It's a pretty good beat. It's not very structured. It's not a loop also in that sense that I don't know if I can loop this again and again to kind of create a beat, but it was something pretty decent, really. So let's try one last search. This time I'm gonna try to find some flamenco, okay? Flamenco, 5 seconds, that's completely fine. And again, I'm gonna reorder my stuff here, okay? So I can listen to the new one, make room for the new one. Okay, all right, let's see what kind of flamenco MelodyMuse can generate for me. All right, here is my flamenco little clip. All right, so this is working very well. Let's move over the Explore button to see kind of what I can find here. So I can basically find stuff by category, okay? I have 2 tracks, 2 clips by category, ambient, hip hop, jazz, etc. If I scroll the way down, I can see recently generated music. And I believe this is generated by all the users using MelodyMuse because I can find some of mine here, like upbeat trumpet, some stuff in Vietnamese. Yeah, so there's a bunch of everything, un mélange de musique énergique. So yeah, I can see that people have prompted stuff here and they have been featured here. So the only thing that I was hoping I could do with this app is to find the audio clips under my audio right here, which is the case. Actually, if I click here, yeah. I can find my different tracks that I generated. So this is my uploads, and I went directly to the audio tab. You know, you have your image, your videos, and your audio. Well, all of the clips you generated are nicely kept. That was the jazz one right here under the audio tab. All right, so I believe MelodyMuse was a great way to start this tutorial. It is a very good app. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5 rating because I really like that it's a free app. I never hit any limit, so I could generate any music I wanted. It is relatively fast to generate your music, and also it's easy to use. It's very straightforward. The only caveat is that unfortunately we are limited to 10 seconds. We cannot generate music that is longer than that. But hey, it's a free app, so I'm already grateful for what we have. So well done, MelodyMuse. The second app we are going to review today is called Mesh Gradient. All right, so Mesh Gradient's promise is to create mesh gradients in seconds, mesmerizing mesh gradients instantly. All right, so I'm not exactly sure what a mesh gradient is. I did a bit of Google search, but it's still not clear. So if you know what mesh gradients are, please let me know in the description, and please forgive my ignorance. First, let's find the app. All right, so right here under my apps, Mesh Gradients, I'm gonna search for that, and that's this one right here. I like that Canva has more and more gradient apps. So Mesh Gradients, let's give it a try. So the interface is pretty straightforward. We have two colors. I'm a little bit surprised we can only choose between two colors and then a background color. All right, so let's try to generate a gradient here. Let's go in the blue for the first one and the pink for second one. This always works pretty well. And then for the background, let's go for another type of blue like so. But I need to move this one indeed. Okay, so we can indeed generate some interesting gradients, but we are quite limited in terms of the number of colors here. And also I cannot really do anything with these two specific effects of the gradient that I see here on my screen. I wish I could like change this luminous point right here in the middle for something else, but I can't seem to move that. So I would say this is relatively limited in terms of the options that it gives me. All right, let's try to add one to my design. Oh, I like that it actually fills up my entire canvas. So that is pretty cool. And I guess I could just move it around and scale this if I wanted to create a little bit of a different effect or different framing for this thing. But yeah, I find it quite limited in terms of what you can actually do. It's too simple in my opinion. So let's go straight to the rating of this one. I'm only giving Mesh Gradient a 2-star out of 5 because I think there are some better gradient apps right here in Canva. And talking about better gradient app, let's move on to the third one, which is called Gradient Generator. Okay, so that's the other one we saw before. So let's find it. I'm gonna go back to my app. It's this one right here. Gradient Generator. This one is more robust. It gives you 5 colors to play around with, you see here, and some other options that are actually very interesting. So I could start by just picking my colors individually, all right? So that is quite straightforward. You just use the color picker, or I could randomize the whole thing and just create random gradients until I see something that I like. And when I do see something that I like, I do have some extra features that I can play around with. First, I can lock that color palette. So these 5 colors right here, I can lock it by flicking this button on, okay? So lock the color palette. And then the second thing I can do, which makes this app much more complete than the previous one, is to add some noise level, okay? I can add some noise to my gradient and create a very cool, noisy background, okay? So I'm gonna add that to my design. Now, one of the things I like better about Mesh Gradient is that it actually filled up my screen. Okay, it filled up my page. Here I have a small square gradient, which I need to scale if I want it to fit my page. All right, so let's reduce the size of my page and actually flip that around because I want to keep that purple part right here. So you kind of have to reframe and find the interesting bits in your design by yourself. But once you do, you have a very cool background with noise and with more than 2 colors. All right, so what else can I do here? Well, I will unlock this and I will simply continue generating other designs. One of the things I believe is missing on this app is a color picker. Let's say I am working on the thumbnail with my face right here. I will just start with the background remover. Okay, so I got rid of that background and now I want to add a cool gradient behind me. Okay, so coming back to the app, I would love to be able to use my brand colors or maybe to pick a color from this photo. Well, this photo is not very interesting color-wise. I'm wearing a black t-shirt, but let's say I wanted these colors to be on brand. So the colors I do have right here in my brand kit, but I cannot access them from here in any way. Okay, so one of the things I would love to see coming to this app is to be able to use my branded colors, or if not, at least let me use a color picker. Because you see here, I have created like these 5 squares with each one in a different one of my branded colors. So if I had a color picker, I could simply click on the red one here and pick the blue, and then second, the purple, pick the pink, etc. And just like that, generate a branded gradient like I am able to do via the gradient option in Canva. So the color one, so the one you found under your color button right here. Okay, when you create a new color, you can pick gradient and you can still use the color picker. Like so. You see, this is something I would love to see in this app, in Gradient Generator. Other than that, the gradients I have been generating were pretty fun. And I like that you can add this grain, this noise to them, which makes them even more special. So all of that leads me to rate Gradient Generator 3.5 out of 5. I think it has a lot of potential. I would love to see some extra features. Like for example, they let me lock the entire color palette. How about letting me lock like specific colors in the palette? So 1 out of the 5 or 2 out of the 5. Lock these and then continue generating palettes with the rest, like randomize the rest of the 3 colors that I could generate. That would be great. And of course, the color picker and access to our branded colors that I already mentioned. I think if they could manage to fix that, to add that to the app, I would give it an extra star. All right, moving on. The next app, the 4th app I'm going to review today is called Mockup Lab. And the promise here is to create unique product images with ease. All right, so this is another app which is supposed to improve your product photos, okay? I reviewed one in the previous episode that wasn't that great. So let's see if this one is better. All right, let's search for it. So the name is Mockup Lab. It looks like this with a little smoothie on it. And this is how it works. So upload an image or select one in your design to create a mockup. All right, I'm going to work with an image from Canva. Okay, I'm going to go to my elements here and search for sneakers. For example, I'm going to go to photo, see all, and I believe they told me that photos without a background work best. Okay, so let's go with these Nikes, which look cool, by the way. All right, so this is what I have. I'm going to select it, go back to Mockup Lab. So once I have my photo of a product, I need to make sure I select it, okay? And now I can use the selected image. So I'm going to click here, upload an image or select one in your design. All right, so it's selected. I can see it here, so that's great. Now I can describe the background. They gave me some examples like on the beach, in the snow. Try an example on a kitchen table with a cup of coffee. Doesn't really make sense. Modern living room, stylish decor. Doesn't really make sense. A woman's purse. No. A pink solid background. Pink solid background is very easy. Let's go for a glossy orange background. Let's see if it can generate that. So generate and replace the background. So I'm very curious to see what kind of background, what kind of mockup. It's called Mockup Lab. So not sure if I should have prompted to have this pair of shoes on a t-shirt or similar type of product mockup. Let's see what comes up. So there you go. This is what I get here. I'm a little bit confused because this is not a glossy orange background. And also it seems like they recreated my shoe here, which is very weird. This is not good at all. So if I come back to the original photo, which was this one right here, and you see what they did with this. So changed the shoe, like it's like they regenerated the shoe. So that was not good. All right, let's try something else. I'm gonna add a page here. I'm gonna work with something else. Let's get to something closer to what they demo, okay? So it was like a glass of juice of some kind, like, okay, so let's go for this orange juice right here. And again, I'm going to just use that, go back to my Mockup Lab, use the selected image, okay? And I'm going to say on the table with a knife nearby. Okay, this should be a simple enough prompt for basic AI image generator. All right, so I don't know what's going on with this app. It says my mockup has been uploaded to my library. This is what it looks like. I think they clearly have a problem. I mean, this app is not functioning properly. That's the second time they gave me a gray background. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I just want to quickly show you some other tries that I did before when I was prepping for this tutorial. I tried a pink gradient with a different pair of sneakers, which gave me something better. But I mean, come on, like this, I could generate this without AI. I tried with this one, this apple, and I asked for a lush green garden. This is what I got, which was better than a gray rectangle, but not great. And I tried a glossy yellow backdrop with the orange juice glass, and this is what I got. So all of that leads me, and I'm being generous when I'm giving this app a 1.5 star out of 5. I think I could probably get rid of that half a star and just give it 1 star. But okay, I'm being generous today. Mockup Lab, not a good app. I am still waiting for a good mockup app or good product photo replacing the background type of app in Canva that impresses me, because what I've seen so far is very disappointing. Moving on. And you might have noticed I am not reviewing and rating these apps in a specific order, like from the best to the worst. Like I'm a little bit all over the place today. I decided to review them as they come. And the next one is called Quick Lorem. The promise of this one is to basically generate Lorem ipsum text very easily, very intuitively, to help you fill up your text boxes in Canva and in all of your templates or the documents you're working with. So great. Let's have a try, okay? So first I need to find it. So it's under the apps that I will find it and search for Lorem, Quick Lorem, okay? There's another one called Lorem ipsum, which is an older app. So the one I am reviewing today is Quick Lorem. All right, so this is how the app looks like. And we see a first section of the app is just the quick action buttons. So I could go for 20 words, 3 sentences, 1 paragraph, 50 words. So this is cool. And I see the Lorem ipsum being generated or previewed here. So that is pretty cool. And what I have here on my design page, on my page here, is simply a template. Okay, so I went to the template library, searched for presentation template, just brought this one to my page. I have another one here that we will work on after. Work one at the time. So let's say I want to replace the text in this box or anything really in this template. I could use the Quick Lorem to do so. All right, so how am I going to proceed? Well, for example, this text box right here, about me, it's 2 words. So I could go to words, anim fugiat. All right. I think about me is better, but I'm just showing you for the sake of demonstrating this app. So 2 ways you could do that. You could add this to your design by using the purple button. Okay. If you do so, it will bring up a new text box and it will not consider the fonts in your design. It will bring it in Canva Sans, okay? Which is not super convenient. So I'm going to delete this. There's another way of doing it. Here you see this blue warning, this blue message. It says in the desktop version, you can drag and drop Lorem previews. So this is my Lorem preview right here. I can take that and drag it to drop it in any of the text boxes that I have on my design. And if I do so, it will adopt the characteristic of this text box. So in this case, the font, the size, etc. So there you go. I dropped it here instead of what was previously here, the about me. So this is how you use it. So now if I want to replace this paragraph right here, I could go sentences. So this is about the same size. I could grab that and drop it here, actually a little bit less. So let's go for 3 sentences and there we go. All right, and I see here it changed the text box. I guess it adapted the text box to the size of the text, but I could quickly fix that by going back. Okay, so if I go back, I have size 22. Now I can come back to my text here and simply adjust my text by typing in 22 manually. So that's how it works. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. Now let me show you from this different template page that I grabbed from a different template. This one already is using Lorem ipsum, which is interesting. So I could simply replace this, for example. Okay, so here I have, I would say about 2 paragraphs. That's a lot. So maybe let's go for 3 sentences. 4 sentences. Okay, let's grab this and drop it here. Okay, so if you want to quickly add lorems to these other boxes, there you go, you can do so. This is 14.2 and now this is 11. So I could grab the one from the template, use the little copy style pencil and simply add that. I can see there's too much text here. So I should probably reduce this to 2 sentences. Okay, and now I can drop it again, 14.2. Perfect. It's actually better. Should probably have a little bit more, but you see, that's how you can work with this. You can actually see how you are going, like how much text you need to place in your text boxes. So yeah, this is pretty much what the app does. I love that you have the quick action buttons, and I love that you can drag and drop the text, at least from a desktop, directly to the text boxes. So I'm giving this app a 4 out of 5 because it pretty much does the job. Okay, it works fine. It covers all the options that I need. The only thing, 2 things. Like first, I wish I could change the font, like manually change and choose the font. And the second, and that would be absolutely amazing, is that if they could turn the Lorem ipsum kind of text, gibberish, into text that actually makes sense, but keep the same length. Meaning, if I could generate content, and I know Canva can do that, and I know ChatGPT can do that, and Canva's AI like Magic Write can do that. But if I could have it in this app, that would be absolutely fantastic. And I would give it a 5 out of 5. Now, yeah, 4 out of 5. This is a great app for today. So if you create a lot of templates, this one is probably something you want to look into. The next app I'm going to cover is another very simple idea, but a genius one, in my opinion. It is called Design to Image, all right? So Design to Image, let me search it first. It looks like so. The icon is not really great, but Design to Image, this is what it is. And the promise here is to turn your design, so whatever you are designing on your Canva page right now, you can turn that into an image in one click. So this could be very useful because before you had to download that specific page, re-upload the image into Canva if you wanted to use that specific image, that specific page. And for me, it's something I use a lot. And I'm going to show you a use case in a moment. The app is very simple. You see one line of command, like please make sure to only export one page. Let's take a little example. So this slide right here, let's say I am introducing next week's tutorial. Okay, let's pretend. So I do have a little bit of text, don't mind the text, but I do have a placeholder here. I'd love to drop the thumbnail of my tutorial right here in this frame. Okay, but I don't have it. I have designed my thumbnail. Here it is my thumbnail, but how can I put it inside the frame? Because right now it's not an image. I've designed this as different elements. You see some text, a logo, a photo. So very easily I can use Design to Image to transform that design into an image. So I'm going to click on Convert Image. Okay, so it will lead me here. I can choose between JPEG and PNG. I'm going to stick with PNG. I can use transparent background if I'm a pro user, I can compress. So all of these options are the same ones as if you were just exporting, downloading from here. You see, it's just ported over to this menu right here. And I'm going to select the page. So this is page number 28. Okay, so here I will need to put 28. Let's make sure you are only trying to download one page at the time. There's a clear warning about this. So I want page 28. Okay, current page. And yeah, please export that and show me the image. Okay, so it's just doing its thing. All right, so before I do, it's prompting me to try to add a lot of fun to my image. So I can add a dragon, a tulip, a flower. Yeah, no, I don't think I want any of that. All right, so I think my image has been exported and I will find it under my uploads. All right, it is here. If you don't see your image showing up in your uploads right here, it should be under images. Maybe do a quick refresh of the Canva browser and it should appear. All right, so my image is now here. All right, so I can come back to my slide and now look at this magic. I can simply take it and drop it in my frame right here. So that is the one thing that design to image does. It simply exports your current design or any page of your document into a flat photo, PNG or JPEG, so that you can use it in different ways. So I work with thumbnail a lot, and this for me is a game changer. So this feature is actually super useful. That is why I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, because this is super simple, but it comes and solves a problem like a Canva pain, like a specific problem that exists in Canva. And I believe this is the best way to create apps for Canva, to identify a pain and to come with an easy fix, an easy solution, like that one little feature that Canva still hasn't created and invented. So yeah, very well done. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, I recommend you all to try it. All right, moving on to the next app. This one is called Frame Maker, with, again, a very simple promise to generate custom image frames easily. Now, this one is kind of tackling a big issue in Canva. Like, how can we generate custom frames? There are a lot of videos, a lot of hacks on YouTube, kind of showing you how to do it, but none of them were perfect. All of them required like a third-party app like PowerPoint and stuff like that. So is this app going to fix this problem and let us create any kind of frame? Well, let's find out. All right, let's search for Frame Maker. All right, here it is. I like the icon. It's pretty straightforward, and the app is as well quite straightforward. All right, so you can start with a shape. Okay, so you have different kinds of shapes. You have a triangle, you have like a parallelepiped. I don't know how you say this in English. I'm sorry. Some kind of, yeah, different kind of geometric shapes with different angles or points. All right, so we go from 3 to 6 hexagonal kind of shapes. So let's start with the triangle, okay, which is the default one. You can take any of these points and move it around to modify the shape of your triangle. So that's the first thing you can do, or you can double click anywhere on the preview to create a new point. So let's try that. Okay, double clicking here, adding a new point, double clicking here, adding a new point, double clicking here. So you can really have fun with this and add as many points as you want, I guess, and move them around. So yeah, this is fun. You can create this. Once you're happy with your shape, you can simply add it to your design. Okay, so now it's right here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And all I need is to fit it up with a nice gradient, for example. Let's come back to my elements right here. And I'm going to search for a pink gradient. Pink gradient. I'm going to filter by photos, find a cool photo like this one right here, and drop it in my frame. And I can move it around by double clicking on it. Very straightforward. So yeah, there you go. This is my first shape. Coming back to the Frame Maker, I can start with a different shape. Okay, let's say this like diamond kind of shape. I can work with this, add some more points, and really create something a bit more complex. Okay, something like that. Bring it here. And again, I can add anything that I want inside this shape right here. So this is a fun little app. However, it's not what I was hoping for. It's not like I upload an image and it turns that image into a frame. Like if I uploaded an image of a car, for example, then it transformed my image into a frame of a car. That would have been awesome. It's not that. However, with this kind of things, you can do stuff like recreating geometric logos. Like you see this hummingbird logo right here. Like I could probably, in a matter of 10 minutes, recreate a similar looking logo that looks cool, that actually looks better than this one because I could use some gradients instead of plain colors with only triangles. So I could definitely do that. I'm not going to do that because it would take a little bit of time, but I just wanted to show you that you could go down this route of like designing logos. So this has a lot of applications in my opinion, mostly for logo design. So I'm giving this a 3.5 out of 5. I love the idea. I love that they are trying to tackle this main pain in Canva of creating custom frames, but I would love it to generate any kind of frame based on an image that I upload to the app, for example. All right, moving on, we still have a couple of apps to review. The next one is called Subtitles. Now, talking about a pain point and trying to solve one of major pain points in Canva, Subtitles is probably right now, I mean, at least for me, the most painful thing that Canva cannot do. Now, can the Subtitles app come and fill in that gap? Let's find out. All right, so let's go find Subtitles in the apps right here. Subtitles, all right. Looks like this. Love the logo, very explicit. Okay, so you can create or you can go back to your history. Okay, I tried this before, so I know what it does. Also, important to know, when you use the app, you have a limit, okay, to the amount of seconds that you can use the app, the amount of video you can create captions for. And this amount of time is relatively short, guys. It's only 1 minute and 15 seconds, all right? So you won't go very far without upgrading to something like a paid plan, all right? So I'm gonna get to that in a moment, but I just want to let you know. All right, so what you need to do to start here, export your design to generate awesome subtitles. So you need to start working with a video. So I'm gonna go grab a video under my uploads and I'm gonna scroll to my video tab. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. I know I have some videos of myself here, like I was kind of talking, delivering a tutorial. Let's go for this one. Start basically delivering your script. Okay, so you should... So I say a bunch of different things, not very well said, but that's a 14-second video, I guess. So I am good to go with this. So coming back to the Subtitle app right here, I'm just going to select it and start. All right, so I get to the screen, file type, it's an MP4 video, page. Okay, so I need to select the page. It's page 36 of my design. So I would make sure to say that, page 36. I can export. So it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm gonna speed up the video. All right, so this is it. I think it took about 30 seconds to 1 minute. I took a sip of water and I look at myself in the camera. That's it. All right, so that's where you get. So the video is not generated yet, but it has been analyzed by the AI, by the app. And now I have to make a couple of choices, okay? So I can choose a style for my subtitles. So by default, it's going to be on elegant. You also have neat. You have chic. I don't know what's chic about that. Classic subtitles. You have clear box. You have bold, which is like high contrast. And you have neon, which is, let's admit it, ugly. Let's go for bold. All right, size, medium. So you have small, medium, large, which is too large. Let's go for medium. In the position, bottom, top, middle, not recommended. I'll go with bottom. Okay, so I have bold, medium size, and at the bottom right here. All right, let's generate. All right, so now my video has been kind of broken down into 5 lines. So each row represents a line of subtitle that you can update. Do not move text between lines. Okay, so I'm not gonna move text between lines, but I can read that. Now you can start basically delivering your script. Okay, so you should from here be able to access your notes. Okay, let's get rid of the your notes. You see notes. So if you go back to page 1, all right, so I'm not sure what I said in this video, but let's go with this. So you see I edited that I didn't want to read in the subtitles. So I'm all good now. I can generate the video with subtitles. So before I do that, I'm going to resize this one right here, put it on the side and make some space for my generated video here. So let's go. All right, so the video is now captioned, I believe, because it says status completed. All right, so I have two here because this is my history. So which one is which? Yes, this is the 14-second one. So I clicked on it. I like that you have access to your history. So I have the previous one I did like when I was trying this feature, and now I have my latest one. And it says somewhere that the history is going to be keeping your 10 previous videos. So now with all of this, I can preview. Start. Basically, you can see the transcript there, but I'm just going to add it to my design so we can see that bigger, like in a bigger size, make that bigger as well. Let's wait until it's processed. Right, it's been successfully uploaded to the media library. All right, so it's also kept in my media library. All right, so let's give it a shot. Now you can start basically delivering your script. Okay, so you should, from here, be able to access your notes. You see, notes. So if you go back to page 1. All right, so the transcript was very accurate. I saw a comma missing. I don't think I can come back and edit the subtitle. Maybe here, playback, speed, picture in picture. No, I cannot actually come back and edit. I can, however, download this video if I wanted to. I can download it in high resolution. I can adjust the playback speed and I can have picture in picture. All right, so to have it here at the bottom. All right, I think this app does a really good job. It has a bunch of features which I like. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 star because I think this is the best thing I've seen so far that is coming close to what I wish Canva had, like a proper native captioning feature. However, and that's a big but, this app is gonna cost you, all right? Because you won't go very far with the minute and 15 seconds that it gives you. So if you need unlimited access to this app, you will have to purchase a plan, okay? And this plan is gonna cost you $7 per month. So that is another subscription on top of everything else you're already subscribed to, which I'm sure nobody wants. And also, I've tried to get more information about this company. It's very difficult to find like who they are, where are they based. Like you will pay the $7 a month, you'll put your credit card, but how do you cancel? I couldn't figure that out. So yeah, I'm not gonna subscribe to this. I'm not gonna go and pay $7 per month. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for Canva to come up with this feature. Maybe it will be a pro feature, I don't know, but I think it's worth waiting unless you need that feature right now. This is a good feature, don't get me wrong. Otherwise, I wouldn't give it 4 stars. It's just that I don't want to subscribe to something else right now that might come for free in a couple of weeks or months when Canva launches that feature. All right, guys, I have 3 more apps to go. Don't you go anywhere. Or maybe you just pause the video, go get like a refill of your favorite drink. And while you are at it, maybe hit the like button to support me, to support what we're trying to do on this channel, to educate you guys about Canva and about AI. This is always highly appreciated. If you're not yet subscribed to our channel, you can also subscribe. We have 2 new videos every week. And we also have a membership where we give you access to all our latest courses. We have the entire DALL-E course available for our tier 2 members who run this ship tier. So yeah, check it out. It's the join button right here underneath this video as well. All right, 3 features to wrap up this tutorial. The next one is called Skew Image. And this is a very simple app, okay? So I'm gonna show you first where to get it. Obviously, it's right here in apps. So Skew Image, I'm just gonna type skew. It looks like this, like the little candy icon. And what it does is to skew or tilt your image in a specific way. So this is what the interface of the app looks like. Upload an image or select one in your design to skew the image. So I could just choose it, maximum file size 3 megabytes. Let's just continue working with my thumbnail here. So when you paste an image, select it, you should see it here. So basically 2 sliders, horizontal skew in degrees and vertical skew in degrees as well. So you can move these sliders to kind of tilt your image in a specific way. So to give it some sort of perspective, which could be cool. Yeah, once you're ready and happy with the result, just add it to your design and there you go. I'm gonna move this slightly. So this is one For example, let me show you a different tilt, like so. Add to design, there you go. So yeah, as you can see, a very simple app. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, so I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 star because it just does what it says it does. And I have no real negative point or comment about it, except from the fact that it's not something you need to use every day. So the use cases are relatively limited. Maybe you can create some sort of cool effect with a bunch of different skewed images. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for Skew image. Now let's move on to the next app. And this one is called SwitchCase.xyz. All right, so let's find it first. So I'm gonna go for SwitchCase.xyz. There you go, little blue logo here. Let's click and I will use this new page right here. So this is the interface. So you see you can pretty much turn a text box into uppercase, which we already had a button for that, lowercase, which we already had a button for that, sentence case, we'll see in a minute what it is, title case, random case, alternate case, and then you have a bunch of other options like refinement. You can remove extra spaces in your text, remove line breaks, trim white space, and then you even have technical kind of formatting like slug case, snake case, URL escaped. I'm not sure what these do. You have a little bit of explanation here. Slug case, I know, is like when you create the slug for a URL, so with a dash. Snake case, the same, but with an underscore. So let's focus on the basic feature, the letter casing, because this I use all the time. And one of the use cases I think this is going to be very useful for is when I write titles for my YouTube videos, but also like the lectures of my courses, because I like them when I upload the lecture on Udemy, for example, or even the video on YouTube. I like every first letter of my title to have an uppercase. And this is quite difficult to do. There are some websites that will help you do that, but I'm glad that Canva now has something like this. All right, so I need a text box. So let's go grab a text box. And next, I need a sentence. All right, so let's grab a lecture title from one of my lectures here. So this is a lecture I just took from a document that I have here on my secondary screen, which is the ChatGPT course I'm working on. And the title is called Identify Opportunities in Specific Industries, Market Research. So what I want to do is to have an uppercase letter for the first letter of every major word. All right, so let's come back to switch case and see if there is such an option. So show all here. So what I currently have is the sentence case. So I have the first letter of each sentence in the uppercase format. Now, title case converts the first letter of each major word, not sentence, to uppercase. So let's try this. There you go. Now I have a capital O. It didn't put a capital I in because that's not a major word. That's just this, like a transition word. Specific industries, market research. So maybe the market could have been uppercase as well, but this worked pretty fine. Now, I could try the other things like uppercase everything, lowercase. Again, that's what this button does. Sentence case. Okay, cool. Random case, maybe good for creating passwords, but other than that, not really great. So I'm gonna stick with title case because yeah, this is something I use a lot. So could probably do this one manually. But yeah, that was a good, I would say, first try. Let's add another text box. Okay, smaller right here. And I'm gonna justify this to the left. This time I'm gonna grab more than one. I'm gonna grab the entire set of lectures right here from section 7 here, social media marketing with ChatGPT. So design goal-oriented social media campaign. So all of these already have, you see the title case because I wrote them the right way the first time. So what I could do is to change that to sentence case and boom. Now I only have a capital letter to start with. I'm not sure why it added one extra line here. Again, let's go back to adding my title cases. Okay, title case doesn't work great, like it omitted a few first words here. All right, so a little bit of a hit and miss here. Sometimes it works well. Sometimes when you're dealing with larger blocks of text or bullet list, it might not work as well. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because I still love what this app can do for me. Because most of the time I will be working with single lines. So maybe this is a little bit biased because I'm really casting this judgment based on how I will use this app. app. So I'm giving it a 4. This might be a 3.5, or maybe a 3 for you guys. For me, it's a 4 because I could clearly see how I'm going to use that. Now, there is one last app I want to show you guys. It's a fun one, so yeah, stick around. And this last app is called Origamiify, all right, with 2 I's. So Origamiify's promise is to transform your photos into papercraft style art. Basically, turn your photos into an origami, all right? So very straightforward. I think this could be cool. And the interface is super simple as well. So upload a photo. I guess it will work with a selected photo as well. So I'm gonna try that, all right? So let's find a cool photo, not a pink gradient. Let's say a rubber duck. I'm deep into rubber ducks lately. All right, so which one, for example? I want something, or maybe this flamingo looks cool. See more like this. Okay, let's go with this one. Flamingo, very nice. It shouldn't be too hard to turn this into an origami. All right, so I'm selecting the image and I go straight to Origamiify. All right, so Origamiify and replace. Okay, so it's gonna replace my photo, so I should duplicate it, which is what I'm doing right now. Now, with the photo selected, I want the AI to turn that flamingo into an origami. Can I flip it while it's doing that? Yeah, I can. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna reposition that nicely on my design and just wait for the AI to do its thing. So there you go. It's been origamied. It doesn't really look like an origami. I don't see the paper folding or anything. So not convinced. Not convinced, but I'm keen to give it a second shot. Okay, so let's try another image. Let's use something else. Like, let's use a dog, like a corgi. Diana and I are kind of like trying to figure out if we should get a dog. Let us know, like, should we get a dog? Like, what should you do with your dog when you go on holidays? And your parents are not here to take care of the dog. Like, that's the thing. Okay, so this is my dog, my corgi. All right, I want to Origamiify this corgi. Can you do that for me, please? Origamiify, let's go. All right, there you go. This is what I was looking for. Okay, so yes, now there is this origami style, this folding paper effect that I was after. All right, so the dog is in the same position, the tongue is sticking out. So I guess what happened there is that the AI didn't just take my original photo and applied an effect on it. It actually re-prompted, like it analyzed my photo, figured out what it was, and then created a new prompt to create this dog with these attributes in the style of origami. I guess that's what's going on here in the background. Okay, probably using ChatGPT's technology. So this is what happens. Like, I ran another test previously with this other corgi, smaller one. Don't show this to Diana. And yeah, I don't know why, but it created some wings to my dog here, which didn't exist. So yeah, all in all, this is not a great app. This is a fun app to play around with. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5, like straight in the middle, because it's a bit of a hit and miss one. I don't think this is super accurate. I think it would work better if it used my original picture, but it doesn't. So yeah, 2.5. And this was the last app for you guys today. Did you enjoy this app review? Was it too long? Was it too short? Am I talking the right amount of time? Some people ask me to talk less in the comments, so maybe I should talk less. But this is our style here on this channel, and we appreciate you if you're still with me at this stage of the video. And I'm gonna leave you with the rest of the episodes of hot new Canva apps right here in this playlist for you to watch next.